Hello, hello, and how are you today? So, you probably know if you're using Google Docs at all, you're probably already aware that you can do things like create docs. Amazing, right? Okay, go along by. And you can also share your docs, all that kind of good stuff. But did you know that you can actually create templates in Google Docs and then share them with other people? Basically, anybody you want to share them with, you can share them with. So that is what we were going to talk about. And we'll even talk about some reasons why you might want to do that. So let's get this started, shall we? We'll hit that button. I'm actually cheating a little bit, John. John made a comment that, well, here, I can show you, that I can see the comments as they're being made on Facebook. I'm actually testing them. So actually, I have them up on my phone. But this one did come all the way through, so that's a good sign. But Facebook has been a little wonky. I'm not really sure what's going on, but that's okay. Facebook can be Facebook. After all, there's nothing we can do about it either way. So let's talk about things we do have control over, and that is Google Docs. So Google Docs, frankly, one of my favorite tools out there, especially if you need to do anything in a collaboration situation. The idea that you can have multiple people working on a document at the same time, seeing each other's changes, just to me is a level of magic. And they're really handy as far as, you can create things, you can share them. There's a lot of different ways to share them. But suppose you had something that you needed to do over and over again, or some member of your team or your organization needs to do things over and over again. You know that there are Google templates, right? Google Doc templates. But how often is a template exactly what you need, right? You can actually create your own template and then share it with people and not have to worry about them making changes to your original. Now, I know somebody out there is going to be saying, well, of course, you just, share it to them, in, view only. Yes, but not everybody knows the process of having to save it and then use it. And plus, that also then breaks the connection between that and the original. So what I'm going to show you is a way that you can create your template, share it in a way that they can't mess with your original, but it will still keep that link so that they can keep going back and get updated versions when you actually do an update. Win, 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 right? Love these things. So, I think that's all I need to say right now, right? So let me just double check. Yes, so that's... Oh, okay, so some other reasons that you might want to do that, right? I said I was going to tell you that. Shouldn't keep it a secret. So we talked about, amongst a team, amongst a group, or maybe you've got, just a friend who, you're helping out. Maybe you're doing stuff for a client, right? This could be billable hours, people. So if you're a consultant, you can also do this to create things for other people. So, you could do it and you can share it for them. Like you can customize it to the nth degree for them, put their logo onto all the things that make it special to them, make it easy for them to work with, and they don't have to worry about the details of it. They just use it. You could also do this if you are creating lead magnets, right? So a lot of people do those as PDFs, which is a great way to go, but this is another way to do it, right? Some people do them for Canva templates or Photoshop templates. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Well, this is another way that you can add to your list, right? You can create a couple of templates that maybe your audience really needs, and then you can, make them available for free to get their email address, or maybe you could even sell them. The options are all there for you. So that is what we are talking about. Okay, so now that we've covered that, oh, right, okay, and then there is one caveat. This is why I make myself notes, especially today. My brain's been on walkabout all day today. There is one caveat to this whole thing, and that it does seem like this process does not work well for people accessing it on mobile. Hopefully that's a temporary thing and it will be addressed at some point, but I did want to get that covered up front. Okay. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Alrighty, so let me move my stuff out of the way here so that I can switch over and show you what the heck I'm talking about. Okay, this window has to go here. And where's the other window? This window needs to go over here. I have an embarrassing number of windows, but it's a good thing. Okay, so now if I press this button, hello again. All right, and so here we are. And if you're brand new, because every day something is new to somebody, if you're brand new to Google Docs, this section over here is where you would get things started. Right, so you can click on this to go into things. This area here shows you what you've been recently working on. You can also search up here. and go and see the stuff that you have been working on. Or if you're trying to find something, you're like, I know it's here. Why can't I find it? All that kind of good stuff is right there. And hello. There we go. Yeah, I'm playing with my toys today. So that's your basics, right? And to start this process is exactly like starting any other document. And by the way, you could also do this with, like, if you want to start off with a template that Google provides, you can absolutely do that too. But so let's start with, come in, create a new Google Doc. Okay, but so if you have like Google Docs that you like, templates that you like to use, you can actually use those. I wouldn't sell those, though. You would get in trouble for that. If you're going to try to sell something or give it away, make sure it's your own creation. So here we are, and you're just going to start off like you normally would. You're going to put your title in. You're going to put some text in, blah, blah, blah. You're going to put a title up here, probably. And just do all the things that you usually do. Real easy, real simple. And then just add in whatever it is you want to add in. By the way, this question actually came up in the last stream that I did when I was talking about the at menu and all the things you can do. So you can come in here and grab, lists and all this kind of stuff. And then somebody asks, can I do this in a template? That's why we're doing this conversation right now. So all these things are here. All of these things will carry over. In the interest of time, I have already created a doc. So let me go and get that. It's like the cooking shows, right? They've got the thing under the counter. So here's, just a quick, very plain and simple meeting notes template, right? Because no matter what we do, it seems like we all end up in meetings sooner or later. So we might as well have something to make life easy. So in this, I put this text in here, and you can see that I made it it's the title 1. Here. Oops, wrong thingy. Okay, so it's title, and that's what this is, right? This element here was actually one of the at menu options. So if I come in here and I do the at menu, you can see that, oops, let me just move this down a little bit so we can do this. You can put in date, so you can put in today's date, yesterday's date. I think if you actually do date, you get more options, right? So you can default it. So what I did was I selected today's date because most people take the notes the day of the meeting during the meeting. So it will automatically update to today's date. So that's saving people a step. And then I set a purpose and goal, and this is a heading 2. And you can see over here, because of the advancement of Google Docs, it's actually available as an outline, which you can show or not. This is just basic Google Doc stuff. And then a subject that somebody could type in. They could list the attendees. They could list out the items that they wanted to cover in the meeting, or maybe questions that they have. And then when they finish one, they can mark it off. They can add general notes here and make a note of their follow-up item. So this is just a real quick, they can just go into each section and use it or not, whatever works for them. So far, you're like, yeah, okay, this is Google Docs. Just curious, if I move this, will that move the whole thing? I guess not. So it's good to go. Now, if I wanted to share this with my team, or if I was doing this for a client who wanted their employees to use it, you could go in and you could say share, right? And you could create your link. This is a new account, so it's all the things are popping up for you. So you could come in and you could just grab a link, right? You could just say copy, or you could come in here and you could customize it and say, that it's restricted or anyone with the link. And then you could set what they can do, right? So there can be just a viewer, they can be a commenter, they can be an editor. So this is the first thing I want to tell you to be careful about when you're doing this, because the first step of creating a template that you're going to share is really about the share link. Everything else that you've done is just everything else you can do in Google Docs. It's not until you get to this point of wanting to make it available to people that the template part of the process kicks in. So you're still going to come up and do share. Yes, I got it. Thank you very much. Thank you for the little messages. And you're going to want to come in here, but you do want to come in here and change this, right? So restricted would be, you would specify exact email addresses of people who could use it. So that's good if you're working on an internal team, that kind of thing, and you do want to keep it internal. If it's something that you're going to share outside of a team or outside of Workspace, then anyone with the link is the way you're probably going to want to go. But this is what you need to be careful about. I see a lot of people who do this process, they set it to editor, which makes sense at first glance, right? Because you're giving it to them as a template so they can work on it. However, you don't want them to be editor. You don't really want them to be commenter. You just want them to be viewer, because the whole point of this process is to give them a copy that they can work on. So you're setting it up this way, but when they go through their end of the process, they will be able to edit theirs and yours will stay untouched. So that's really important. All right, so we're going to say that, and we're going to say copy link, okay, and it's linked it, and then you say done. So now at this point, you have got, I'll just pop it right in here so you can see it. So you've got this link. Is that showing up high enough? Probably. Let me make it bigger for you. Okay, and this is what your typical Google share kind of link looks like. And so this is normally what you would give to somebody, and then it would follow the sharing rules. However, when you want to do this as a template, there's a little hack you need to do. And it's easy. It's real simple. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to this part here, right? Everything after the slash. So the edit, question mark, and the stuff after it, right? And then you're going to replace that with, let's try it that way so you can see it, /template/preview. So what that's going to do is when they go in to access this, we'll do it right now. They're going to get a little preview of your document. And then over here on the right side, hopefully you can see this. Let me do this here. That's the magic. Because when they click on that, they're going to get a copy, and be able to edit it and not touch anything, but it will be treated as a template by Google. So then they can do whatever they need to do it. But if they then go to do a new one, they click on that link again. And if you've made changes to this, like maybe you've added the company's, logo up here, then the next time that they come in, they'll have the company logo, and then they'll be able to work on their new document and process it that way. So it's kind of a little bit like magic. And it does require a tiny, tiny little bit of hack, but not much really in the large scope of things. So here, we'll just click on this just so you can see what it looks like. Let me close this in again. So when I say use template, it's going to bring it in and it's going to open it up as a template. Now I'm in the same account, so this is not, completely clear, but what it's done is it's created its own local copy. And here, we'll test the magic. If I type here and then I go back to my original, it's not here. See, so this is my template copy, right? So I can say apples, pears, dog treats. It's an important meeting. It's an important meeting between me and Murphy. But again, my original is completely pristine. Nothing's happening. No issues. So, whoever this person was that I shared it with could go ahead, do whatever they want, save it, and they're good to go. So that's, in a nutshell, what we're talking about. It's that easy. It's that simple. And again, the trick is just to, this is back in the original now, when you go in and you say share and you get your link, copy link, done. Okay, so this is the original link. And then you're just going to change this to, that's why I copy pasted before. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Now, I put links in the description, as I want to do, because there's other things that you can do along those same lines. So, for example, you could, if you wanted to, notification. You could go in and change it to be something else. There's a couple of different slash changes that you can make here. So another one is, I believe it's just copy. Let's try that. Just unusually copy, or was it? Okay, yes, it's copy. So with this, when they click on it and they go in, it's going to ask them right away if they want to make a copy. So they don't get remember in the other version, they actually got to see a preview of it, right? Because it was template preview or preview template. Template preview. But this one, it doesn't show them anything, and it just says, okay, do you want to make a copy? Now, the reason I wouldn't recommend this all the time, sometimes it's the right way to go, but if you're looking for something that, you want to be updated when you make updates, you're going to want to go with the template version because that maintains that connection. This one makes a clean copy, but there's no connection back. So if you update that document later, they won't see that. You'd have to give them a different link. The other thing that you can do here, so I'm hoping everybody is aware, but you can actually make notes you can add comments. So if you wanted to provide some instructions to somebody, your team, or just explain to them how to use things, you could come in here and say, copy, paste this. In just the normal copy or just the normal preview template option, these don't get carried across. But if you come in and you change this to be, copy. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this. That's why I included the doc links for you. So it's copy ? Comments equal true. When you do this, then any comments that were there, we'll keep this comment here. Okay, so I'm going to make a copy. But then the comments will maintain over here. So if you look here on the side. So teachers use this a lot, but it can also be handy for people who are, just providing it, they want to provide some instructions or some guidance or some recommendations on how to use that part of the template. You can do that, and then that's there. And then they can always remove it after the fact. But you can have these, scattered throughout the document and be available to them. You can also do this for the templates if you'd like. So there is that. And yeah, that's basically it. So, but this is also why I'm telling you that it's so important in that other step to make sure that when you set up your link, you're setting it up so that it's only getting read access. Because if you don't, okay, so let me go. I'm going to create another link and I'll show you. Well, let me show you to you this way. Okay, so here, right, we're in the copy of it, right? This is the one I've been editing it. But if before they had started it, we'll do it this way. So if I'd done this, right, and they know this hack, right, they could come in here and change it from the template preview thing into edit. Oh, I messed it up. But they can go in, they can hack that URL and make the change. So let me show you. If you go in and you do this and you save it as editor, right? And then do copy. This is the way that URL looks, right? So it's edit, ? sharing. So if they went back and they took the one that you gave them and they replaced it with this, if you have your permissions set to make them an editor, to allow them to make changes, then they're going to be able to get in and mess around with your template. But if you've set your original link to just give them view access, they can go in and change this all day long and it's not going to have any impact. So that's the super important thing I wanted to make sure was super clear, because I've seen too many people make that mistake and then get upset because somebody's messing around with it. Well, the reality of life is when you share something, somebody's going to get bored and they're going to start playing with the URL, and you don't want things to turn out badly for you. So you want to make sure that you're going through this and you're setting it up right from the beginning so that there's no way anybody can come in and mess with your original content, unless, of course, it's you on a bad day, which we've all done. All right, so that's basically it. Let me just see if anybody has any questions. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Once you know that the option is there and you know what the command is, it's super easy. And like I said, you can share this with anybody you want. It works in the free Google Docs. You can also do it in Workspace. It's the same concept, same patterns. So you can do it with anything that you're creating in there. Obviously, in Workspace, you're probably working with a team, so you want to be extra careful to make sure you get that permission setting set right. But it's just another way to go and share your templates. Maybe somebody sees that, the documents you're doing are way better than theirs and they don't know how you did that. You can make life easy on them and set them up with it. And that's a good chance. Well, that's a good place to use the comments, because you could say in the template, this is heading 1, so if you need another one, make sure you go select that and kind of explain it to people. So you're not only providing them a template, but you're also providing them the extra knowledge they might need in order to tweak it for their own purposes. Okay? Alrighty. Oh, John likes this. Are you going to give this one a try? You've got clients. You can use it with your clients, right? Yeah, it is. It's the kind of thing that can be super handy. Could be even kind of fun, to be honest. I mean, maybe all right, I admit it. I'm weird. I find this kind of stuff interesting, and I love finding the other capabilities that are out there and other abilities. Yeah, okay, so just for those of you who are following the testing as I'm checking to see, yeah, I did not see Laura come in, so hello, Laura. I'm not getting all of the messages still. I don't know what's up with Facebook, but that's okay. That's why we have backup plans, and sometimes backup plans for the backup plans. All right, so unless anybody has any questions, that's what I have for you. So I will put the link to the previous one. So if you missed the one that I did last week about the new features, there's table templates, there's there's the at menu, which is just filled with good stuff. But in particular, things like the checkboxes and the drop lists there's 2 default ones as of now. I'm sure they'll add to that, but you can also create your own custom ones. So you can go back and watch that. I'll put that as the end card so you can go and see those. And that's what I have for you. So go give it a try. Share your brilliance with the world, but do it safely. Keep your original document safe. And you're good to go. And just as a little extra bonus tip, as you know I like to do, same idea works for all the other Google stuff. So Sheets and what do they call the PowerPoints? I never remember. Sheets, slides, forms, all that kind of stuff. All of this kind of stuff also applies there. Same concept, same approach. So you're not limited. If you're not a heavy docs user, but you live in Sheets, or if you create the world's best slides, you can go ahead and make those available to people and let them know that you are the rock star they always thought you were. All right? Thank you all so much for coming to hang out. I am here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I always bring a topic. You are always welcome to come and bring your questions, your comments, or ideas for a future show. You can also reach out here, yourtechcoach.net. There's a contact form there. If you have a question, comment, or an idea for a show, you can pop it in there. All I ask is if you have a question and you need a fast answer, give me your email address so that I can answer you back. All right, everybody, I hope your week is ending well and you have a great weekend. We will talk next week. Bye.